Good day. Peace and blessings. I appreciate the Most High, but I'm gonna ask the Creator in front of everyone that may watch or can hear my voice. Is it up to us to change how the rest of the unsavory humans are behaving? The ones that serve no real purpose, greedy, selfish sons of bitches. They manipulate, hurt, take from, just do the fucking most, man. Is that on us to get some order to it? Because you already got one sector of man making man's laws and shit that I don't agree with. So is it up to man to take back over the power and control of those who want control over other humans? Because I don't want control. I just need everybody acting accordingly for the greater good. Nothing is about just you. It's the greater good. Now listen to this bullshit.
I was dating a man that had 4 kids, and the relationship did not last long because he got mad at me because I told him to stop paying child support. So I broke up with him because he wouldn't stop paying it. Now I know a lot of y'all would probably be like, "Why would you tell a man to stop paying child support?"
To date someone with 4 kids, especially if they don't have any kids of their own. But I digress.
Now, when y'all are listening to this video, make sure you listen all the way to the end. Do not start listening and then all of a sudden decide you're going to come in and you don't listen to the whole video. Listen to the whole video and then you make your judgment.
Who the fuck are these people with these cameras and video apparatus telling anybody else? The people involved in it don't give a fuck. But
whether it be against me or with me, make a judgment at the end. Okay, so when I first met this man, he was living with his mom. That was no problem with me. The relationship got serious, he moved in with me. And towards the end, I'm gonna tell y'all why he moved in with me. It's a reason why.
Get to the fucking point,
so
man.
At his job, he would get paid $400 a month before taxes and only like $305 after taxes. He went home with $305. But mind you, he on child support for 4 kids. So he would have to pay $160 every week. Out of every check he got, he had to pay out $160. That was not a problem with me, that he had to pay $160 for child support. That was not the problem. I didn't have a problem until every week he giving his mama $100. And I understand everybody love their mama or whatever like that, but I felt like, why is you giving your mama $100? And I know a lot of y'all probably be like, why is you mad at him paying child support instead of being mad that he's giving his mama $100 every week out his check? So mind you, that means he only got like $45 left out of his whole check. And remember, you gotta pay your cell phone bill. His cell phone bill was like $60. And plus he didn't have a car, so he had to get back and forth to work. So that first check, that $45 already be gone to get back and forth to work. Catch the bus because they would like move around for his job. So it's like they would carpool and you would have to pay the person carpooling y'all the gas money to keep the gas in their car. So I'm like, why the hell is you paying your mama all this money? Why your mama asking you for $100 every week? Like, why is you paying your mama $100 every week? Come to find out, his kids live with his mom. His kids was living right there with his mama. So I'm like, you paying your baby mama child support every week, but your kids live with your mama? And at the time when I met him, he was living with his mama. So I'm like, so your kids was living right there with you and your mama taking care of your kids, but you still paying your baby mama child support?
Okay, so listen, man, the problems are compounded. First of all, he has 4 kids. He lives with his mom. He's on child support. He's a low earner, and he's giving his mom money. Bro, like, there's no way that this woman has any guidance or fatherly figures in her life, because this is giveaway that you're dating a loser. It is what it is. I'm sorry.
So at this point, I'm not mad at your mama for asking you for help because them is your kids and your kids is staying with her. Your mama only getting $400 a month, but your baby mama is getting $600 and some dollars a month for your kids that she ain't even got.
Oh, so like I said, man, the problems are rising very quickly, and all of these are red flags, man. You know, I'm surprised that he's paying child support because it sounds like he has joint legal and joint physical because the kids are in his possession, even though they live with the mom, right? So why is he still paying the baby mama child support? The only thing I can think of is two things: maybe he owes back child support, or she's committing some type of fraud. Has to be. It's one of the two.
I told y'all I was gonna tell y'all the reason that he moved in with me. The reason he moved in with me because, like, his baby mama had coached the kids so much to, like, not listen to him because she told them that because he living with his mom, he's not a man and he not capable of taking care of them. And then y'all know how kids is. Whoever the sole person, the owner of the house is, that's the person they're gonna listen to. They're not gonna listen to their mom or their daddy. They're gonna listen to the granny first. Whatever granny, grandpa, uncle, whatever they say goes, that's what goes to the day house. And the kids gonna override the parents until the grandma, grandpa, or whoever it is teach them, hey, this is your mama, this your daddy. You gonna do what they say do. So because the kids wasn't really listening to him, like talking about it, they would go to his mom and be like, daddy said I couldn't do this, but can I do it? And the mom would be like, yeah. And then his mom would always be getting into it behind it. So he decided that he was gonna move out, and he moved in with me.
Yeah, guys, this is common, especially with young mamas too, bro. They feel like that they are the sole people that the children are supposed to listen to, and they will say things negatively towards the other parent to establish dominance and make sure that the kids are brainwashed and act in a manner that will serve them.
I didn't have a problem with it, but it's the fact that you're living with me. I'm paying the bills by myself. You're not helping me pay bills. Want to tell me who can and can't come inside my house, but you're not helping me pay bills in this house. Me and him would get into it because I would tell him, you need to stop paying your baby mama. You need to go down there to the courthouse and, prove that your baby mama is not taking care of them kids. Now, mind you, the baby mama still had the kids on her food stamps and everything. The baby mama lived right, like, down the street around the corner from his mama.
All right, guys. See, my spidey senses went off a few minutes ago when she said the baby mama getting child support, but the kids stay with the mama, with the boy. See how this works in every state, but in a lot of states, if a woman applies for any type of government assistance, they're gonna automatically open up a case for child support because if the state has to come in and foot the bill, then they feel like if the father is around, he should pick up some of the slack. And this is how a lot of welfare queens basically finesse the system.
But the kids were never at her house. They were always with the grandmother. They got up, went to school from his mama's house. So me and him would always get into it because I'm like, you steady paying child support to a woman that ain't even taking care of the kids. And you can't even help me over here on my side because you steady giving the money over there.
But why they couldn't come over there?
My electric was about to get cut off, to mind you, I'm paying all the bills by myself.
Okay, bitch.
I didn't get food stamps, so it was like it was an extra bill. Everything that I was doing at first, it doubled. As far as hygiene products, it had to double. Food, it had to double. Me and him smoked cigarettes, so we had to I had to double my cigarette. I didn't smoke ganja or nothing like that, but he did. So sometimes he was spending some of the little money that he did have on something to smoke. Cool in the beginning, but once you moved all the way in with me, you gonna help me pay these bills. You're not gonna stay here for free. So when my election was getting cut off, one of my exes helped me pay it.
Say, fellas, I just got a quick question, real quick. Have you ever given an ex or any woman that's from your past money if you wasn't still clapping her cheeks, bro? I just really want to know that. Honestly,
I ain't giving her money regardless. Fuck you talking about?
And he got mad because I got one of my exes to help me pay it. Now, mind you, when my ex brought me the money, he walked with me down the street to meet my ex because my ex was coming towards the corner because he had to hurry up and go back to work. So we met my ex at the corner. My ex gave me the money and he drove off. But mind you, he walked with me to make sure there wasn't no funny business going on. But he was mad because my ex gave me the money. Felt like you don't have no place, or you can't get mad at nobody that give me anything, because at the end of the day, you're not paying bills here. You're paying your baby mama bills, and she don't even have the kids. But yeah, me and him ended up breaking up, y'all. So was I wrong for that?
See, this whole story was a hot ghetto mess, man. You dealing with you definitely dealing with low vibrational creatures across the board. The baby mama, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, everybody low quality in this, because you low quality if you date low quality. It's that simple, right? That man is definitely a low quality dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't got no grounds to sit up there and talk about.
I just want to know, again, what the fuck is up with black women as a whole that just is so polarized on showing how they look in a sexual manner? Like, is it really that dopamine hit? Is it really that addictive? Because based off what I see, and I don't follow hundreds and thousands of women who are doing this from state to state, town to town, city to city. There's got to be millions of women that's doing OnlyFans, tripping, taking salacious, what did I just say? Salacious? I don't think that's a word. Salacious photos of themselves, always advertising themselves in a sexual manner. And not just advertising, then doing sexual acts for money. I'm sure it's millions. Every time you turn on the internet, bro, it's a woman showing herself off that, granted, shit, a lot of them do look great. Yeah, I get it. You look wonderful. But it's just a one-trick pony for me. In a world where it's hella women with body, face, you know what I'm saying? It's hella women with that. What separates them women is who they are. Their behavior, their standards, their morals, their purpose in life, what God intended us to be doing. I'm almost for sure. I'm right at the cusp of knowing for some, display for some nigga to get his rocks off on. That's your only purpose. That's your only purpose. That's the only purpose you serve, is to fucking suck some and show you titties and ass. I guess. That's horrible. If that's what you got going on, that's fucking horrible. It's horrible that you live that way.
Bring the spirit home with authentic holiday scents from Airwick.
That's all you got to give humanity.
Let's move over to Candace Owens. So Candace Owens obviously recently went on the Whatever podcast, right? And we had yet to her podcast. Shout out to Ash. I'm gonna be reading that super chat shortly. We had yet to get her perspective on it, and so people have been doing reaction videos of it, and they've been giving their insight or their perspective about it. And so I think that it's important for us to actually get what she thought about the whole situation, because I think that she absolutely destroyed everything that's over there. So before we get over to Disney, because we gotta go get over to Disney and get to the money, we gotta make sure that we get this insight from Candace Owens. Make sure y'all hit a like for that algorithm. Let's get it rocking.
I'm assuming that my listeners probably don't watch the Whatever podcast, and of everything that was laid out before me on this press tour, I have to be honest, I really did not understand why I was booked on this show. I had not seen it before, and my understanding was that this host, Brian, allows a bunch of sex workers to sit in a circle, and he sometimes has a conservative on to talk about their jobs. So it didn't seem like the right fit for me to be sitting across from these ladies.
Let me just say this before we get into this. All right.
Sex workers.
I think that Candace Owens is great. I think that she's a very nice looking chick. Now I gotta be respectful because she's a respectable person, so we don't look at her the same way as we look at everybody else. But the natural look, whatever, and I know that she's pregnant, so she's gonna be putting on weight and all of that type of stuff or whatever. But in a general sense, I think that Candace Owens is a really, really nice person. Just personally, that's just my own opinion. I understand that y'all got a whole other set of criteria. Y'all want the chicks with the lip injections, the butterfly eyelashes, with the craziness, their hair falling all the way down to their ankles, all of that stuff. I like the way that Candace Owens look. I like the natural look. I like none of the botox and in your hair. I actually think that you don't want to just tap into the audience of people that already know you because they're already familiar with you. You want to start to get visibility in the eyes of platforms that people are not that familiar with you. And so her showing up on that, it confused me at first, but then it started to make sense. So shout out to her PR team.
Boy, am I glad to do this show, because it turns out that you actually can learn a lot from hoes. So let me just set this up for you before I show you the show. Essentially, I was invited to sit down. Every girl across the table said what they did for a living. One girl was a singer and she lived conservatively, but everyone else, there was one girl who was on OnlyFans, but she only takes her top off. There was another person who was on OnlyFans. There was two women that were prostitutes and said essentially that they help to save marriages. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Because of them and the work that they do as prostitutes and as sex therapists, they sleep with your man so that your marriage can be saved. Now, of these prostitutes, one of them was just 22 years old.
Y'all keep saying, I remember on Monday's show that Logic said that we need to legalize prostitution. What is OF? Oh, I forgot that y'all can't actually touch it. But OF is basically, let me just hear the rest of this.
And I'm going to show you guys a clip of her
22
talking
year old.
about how men that date her are actually insecure. Take a listen.
Being a legal prostitute just because I haven't been dating anybody within this time for that year.
Mm-hmm.
As for everything else, it's hard dating. I've ran into a lot of.
She don't look like a 22-year-old to me. She looked like she looked like she had a hard 31. Y'all don't understand it. Living this life and being in the streets, that jump down is hard.
Insecure men, typically those are the ones that can't handle me doing what I do for work. And
Well, just a point of clarification. So you've run into a lot of insecure men, and are they insecure because they don't want to date you because you are currently active as a prostitute?
no, I'm saying I've never dated a guy while I was working at brothels at the Bunny Ranch or the Mussy Ranch. But I've been dating guys like between me doing camming and dancing, so that's what I'm talking about.
But you mentioned insecure men. What specifically are they doing that makes them insecure? Is it because they're insecure about your work?
Yes, like I've had exes in the past that would cry about me going to work to dance at the strip club.
Okay.
I've had guys try to control like what I wear and say that I can't work at strip clubs or do OnlyFans or whatever.
Couple different things here. You can't sit here and say somebody is insecure about the fact that you do prostitution. That's crazy. That's not being insecure. That is knowing that you're about to go out here and put your cat on somebody else's hat. The cat in the hat. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, who are these suckers that's trying to turn these hoes into housewives? Why are you getting with a chick that's for the streets and then you trying to have a conversation with her about what it is that she's supposed to be doing with her cat when you already understood who she was when you met her? Who are these people? Hoppo. Who are these people? I have no idea what y'all talking about. What is wrong with y'all?
Oh, sorry, was there more?
No, that's.
Okay, is it because they're insecure, or is that just them having boundaries and standards?
I feel like that's. I mean, you knew what I was doing before you met me,
That's true.
right? So all of them knew exactly what I was doing before they met me. Which brings it to, yeah, if you have a problem with what I do before you meet me, maybe don't get involved with me.
Sure.
I'm very open, I'm a very honest person. You knew what I was doing before you met me. If you don't like it, there's the door.
So here's the first thing that I want to say. I thought that
The door.
across from these young women, it was going to make me angry, but what I actually felt was a tremendous sadness for that
Sad.
woman that you're listening to, because I have a daughter, and the concept of
Sad.
a 22-year-old young girl sleeping with up to 10 men per night, which is something that she mentioned earlier in the show, 5 to 10 people, clients that she will see in one day, actually saddens me. It breaks my
crazy.
heart. And
That's crazy. Sleeping with 5 to 10 different dudes in one day?
How
Yo, come
wrong.
on, man. Let's put this in perspective.
How wrong.
Sleeping with 5 to 10 different dudes in
God
one day is
damn.
insane. Because there ain't no way that you taking, first of all,
That's all right.
you're not taking 5 to 10 different showers. You telling me you taking a different shower every single time that somebody sleep with you? I'm not going for it, fam. That's insane. That's insane. I don't even know how y'all showing up to the Bunny Ranch, wherever it is that y'all can get this legally in the United States of America. I don't know how y'all picking these chicks up off the track. That's crazy, man. 5 to 10 dudes a day? Can you imagine what her body count is? And then when you put the exponential multipliers on it, now what's the exponential multipliers for the body count? The exponential multipliers for the body count is how many different people that they slept with, right? Meaning that whatever it is, that spirit, because I know y'all don't believe in spirits, but spirits are real. Whatever spirit that you drew from these other people that you slept with, and then they slept with you, and then y'all all combining y'all powers like Voltron, what do y'all think her body count gonna be by the time that she get 30? She 22. By the time she get 30, her body count gonna be crazy. That box gotta be wore out. Ain't no insides, ain't no outsides. The insides is outside and the outside is inside now. That box gotta be crazy. Sleeping with 5 to 10 dudes a day? A day? And y'all having relationships with these women? We in a whole new era, man.
and to listen to her justify why her relationships are not working out and to place it onto insecure men, as she describes them, and not her line of work, not actually what might be men caring about her, men wanting her to get out of this lifestyle. She had a point that, well, they already knew I was doing this. Yeah, okay, sure, you're right. They probably
But you wanna
shouldn't
keep
have been
doing
drawn
it?
to you in the first place. The point is that once they try to get you away from this lifestyle, it's an indicator of insecure men. It's actually could be an indicator that people think that you're better than the career that you have.
Nope, you are exactly in the career that you need to be in. I understand Candace leaning into her femininity and saying that she feels sorry for him, but I don't. I just think that hoes has been in existence since the beginning of time, and it's never going to be any different as a result of what it is that we're professing for them. You can want the best for somebody, but once you let that cat out of the bag, you can't untuck what it is that you took out and you let somebody bust you down. That's why we had these conversations a lot of times about these reformed virgins, right? I don't care if you gave your life over to God, your body didn't change, your body count didn't change, and how many people is inside of you didn't change, and the diseases that you got didn't change. You didn't get that miracle heal, right? You didn't dump yourself into the baptismal water and then undo all of the stuff that was inside of you. All of those particles and all of the juices and all of the stuff that's just, oh no. Listen, Jesus can save you, but he can't heal you from the thing that you then was a part of as a result of it. And y'all dudes trying to change these chicks into housewives is crazy. It's crazy out here in these streets.
Her justification is that she's making money. Later on, she says that she's going to get out of sex work and then she'll be fine and she's just going to get married happily ever after. When I explained to them why it was that none of them were in relationships, barring the one 31-year-old on the far right that was sitting there and who is, I think she was 32 or 31 and is currently not married, that of course, when men learn and you are older and in your 30s or in your 40s that you used to be a prostitute, it is going to narrow your prospects, not because men are insecure, but because men have standards, right?
Why should a man, let me ask y'all a question. Why should a man marry a woman that has thousands upon thousands of clients that have bust her down? Why would a man make her the mother of his kids?
For what?
Do it even work like that? Do your insides still work to where you can still have kids after you've been with thousands of men? And then you put the exponential multipliers on top of it? It's like the bonus miles. Y'all ever had a credit card where if you spend so much at a hotel with the Marriott Bonvoy card and you get bonus miles as a result, or you get the bonus points because you spent it at a hotel? Or you get the Apple card, or you get the Sapphire Reserve, or you get the American Express Platinum, and you get bonus miles as a result of the amount of money that you spend with those particular airlines or whatever it is that you're buying, right? You get bonus miles as a result of it when you get the multipliers. Why would a guy, do y'all think that everybody is worthy of marriage? I don't. I just don't. I don't believe that everybody is worthy of marriage in the slightest. I don't
First
believe
time
it.
I
I
ever
don't
heard
believe in it.
another
I don't believe
man
that we
say
should even
it
be having a
out
conversation
loud,
as a result
ever.
of it.
Other
Everybody
than
is not
myself.
worthy of marriage. Shout out to y'all. I'm going to be reading those super chats shortly.
Listen, I said it. I don't have to be a part of some religious sect. In the 26 hour, I grew up going to Baptist churches, Methodist church, AME churches, temples, mosques, different mosques, mainly the one on the east side by East Lake Meadows. I went to synagogues. I seen different faiths. I was around Buddhists, monk, all this. All I got from it was you gotta act righteous. You gotta do what's right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what's right. You gotta do what's for the greater good. You can't, no need of being selfish, no need of being jealous, envious, none of that type of shit. All that shit was unnecessary. All that shit was called worldly ways. And it's in us more than it's in others, but I do believe you gotta pick a side. You cannot run between two places. And as I speak of this, I'm compelled to initiate a state of emergency because women who behave this way, sex workers and all that then turn around and want to be treated regular and take the benefits of a regular, wholesome, respectable woman who does not do sex work, who does not jump from man to man, giving herself to them based off the promise of potential hope that you'll be better than the niggas that I fucked with prior to you and the niggas I even gave children to. You're gonna far exceed their expectations because I have expectations now. I know myself now. I have no regrets now. Are you fucking insane whores? You have no regrets. When y'all hear women talk who got children for more than 40 minutes, just asking them, precise questioning, keeping it all about their decisions, knowing that they were a mother. And you'll be like, I'm not sure if you love your child or not. I'm not 100% just because you take care of them in the home and buy stuff and shit like that and spend time with them, blah, blah. I'm talking about, do you really love them? Because you made decisions that put them in a bad situation as far as they're coming up. They're coming up knowing I don't have a dad. I'm coming up that my brother and me, my sister and me got a different dad. And if it's 3 children, 4 children, all 3 different baby daddies, one of the daddies act more better to the kids. Yeah, I said more better. He's more responsible on his end. He's doing better in life. He got a support system. Their family don't fuck with you, but something about their grandbaby, they lock in. They old school. They lock in. Everybody else don't have that dynamic. So what I'm alluding to is, I grew up and it was one. If you grew up this way, going to church, you had family, you had guardians that cared about you, that taught you right from wrong. If you were doing anything other than that, man, you made the sacrifice to go the other way. No different than the young boys who ran to the streets, tried to sell drugs, got into some street shit, some gang shit, and got good mamas. Isn't it? The church, you always hear about the church, the pastor's son, the pastor's daughter. He in the streets and she fucking everybody. This is not a fake thing. Those who know. Why is that though? Why? You got a better situation and somebody who cares something about you, that you will throw all that shit away just to be loose and be a hoe and ruin your family legacy. Because no honorable man wants to mate with you if he knows good and hell well you just been for the streets. Knowingly, you've been for the streets. So no, you don't deserve to be married, because they told you was supposed to not be having sex before you got married. When the fuck did we change that date in that situation? Just like in this country, black folk, melanated people think this America is owe them something, but they still ain't said we humans. The Declaration of Independence ain't been changed. There hasn't been a revision that, the people that we had in bondage as property is no longer that. Because if you break them amendments they done put in that motherfucker, you back a slave in the property of the state again. Slavery. Ain't shit changed. They ain't changed no paperwork. That's why they able to do us the way they able to do us. Nigga, we at a disadvantage because we in their system. Based off the conditions, they know a nigga goddamn angry. They know a nigga hurting. They know a nigga gonna steal. They know a nigga gonna goddamn lie. They know a nigga mental off. They not gonna offer no solution. They got somewhere to sit you though. Man, fuck these folk, man. Fuck them for real, bro. I've been about fuck these folk. Anybody who not acting the correct way, what do we need them for? I give you the opportunity to change, and some people really say don't give them no room to change. But with people like Anton and people who think like that, who like, boss, you know, people gonna do them. It's always gonna be hoes. I don't give a fuck about what it's always been. It's always been down bad for us. So if I can eliminate something that's not helping us get up, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I'll give them hoes a chance to clean their act up. No, you won't be respected for the shit you done, but you can change and be great for the rest of the remainder of your days. That's all I got for you. Or you need to get the fuck on out the way with all this hoe ass shit, with all this gang banging ass shit, this crack selling, heroin selling, opioid selling. This is what I do, this is what you do, you make money, you give nothing back, bro. People die from this shit, man. And they got us fucked up about this money, man. They got us fucked up about this money and they system, and we caught in it, trying to participate and play a game. Any motherfucking person that's ever went through something, especially a woman, but a man, it be melanated men, like men will say, legalize prostitution. I really need to get in the room and ask these niggas in a full interview. We gotta go at least 45 minutes to an hour to the divulge. And the only question we're gonna start with is, why do you really think we should legalize prostitution? And if he gonna come with this elaborate ass story, you got to understand, and this, that, and the next, and this, that, and the next. And then I'm gonna bring his fucking daughter in there. I'm gonna bring his mom in there. I'm gonna bring him the bitch he's supposed to be loving on. and all that shit. And I want this nigga now to campaign for all of them to get into some form of sex work so they can bring some more money in. He's gonna say, I got all the money. No, nigga, you can never have too much. Hell is you talking about? And you got a dick, sir. So you'll never be able to make the money these bitches can. Huh? I want you to advertise. If it's okay for some bitch to do it, that ain't your family member, it's okay for your folk to do it. You want to be able to pay hoes to suck and fuck you. Ladies who do stripper work, sex work, you need to be teaching your daughter the same moves. You need to be taking her to work with you, grooming her to do what you do because it's so acceptable. If you really had to say your logic in front of a group of people and justify why you're doing it, you wouldn't go. If I paid strippers, especially get the day shift workers up there. We go to the Civic Center. I want all the strippers to come, if you can come up with a good explanation of why we need to keep strip clubs open, we got an incentive to pay you for your day, as well as put a team with you that if you have any other business ideas and things you want to do outside of this world of adult, whatever the fuck they call it, it's sex work. If you want to do something other than that, we're going to put the team around you. We're going to put professionals that have been a part of other companies that everyone knows and their success. So basically putting you in the right situation with the right people, the right resources to lead you out and from this. That's the incentive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to leave the Civic Center with all the strippers and they just run back to the club and that's all they got going on. We need y'all for something else. Your talents aren't being served. You're going inside a building with no motherfucking windows to take your clothes off. You're not affecting change within the community, within your neighborhoods, worldwide. If you want to use your beauty, put your clothes on and talk that talk and lead men into doing great shit. Clean this community up. Take back charge of the block. Get these young boys off the block. Give them something to do. Goddamn hone them. Teach them. Put them up under your wing before the white man get them. Make these niggas be great with the pussy. No, you just fucking the worst of the worst. The scammers, the dope dealers, the street niggas, the. So my point with the state of alert is the same way women feel about niggas. Well, I guess they felt the way about niggas being down low and living two different lives, dick in the booty ass type shit. Y'all, ain't that what it was labeled? To me, that same idea of that strong looking, masculine looking man can come off this way as opposed to be portraying to be a man married with kids, blah, 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 got a position of power, but letting punks backdoor his ass. And he wanna lie to all the people around him like he really not a punk. That's how women are doing with the idea that I can hope I can be a sex worker of any kind, but still have the respectability to hold on to an old tradition of marriage and some form of sanctity to God. What is you do shit for money? You sold your soul to money. You want money over everything. You have a price. You can be bought. So any man who's supporting stripping shit and think prostitution should be, I worry about that nigga. And nigga, you gonna have a chance to change too. After I bring in all the women you love and you explain to them what you just said about why we need prostitution, we would like you to advertise to them how they should prostitute at any age. Grandma, auntie, cousin, sister, daughter, mama, family friend, yeah. Tell them they all need to put their pussy on the internet for money, so y'all can be generational wealth. You ain't been hoeing out the women in your family. That's why you doing all right. How many acres you sitting on? Huh? How many commercial properties, man? What shit is this? See? What's the point? Nigga tried me like that one time. Nigga, we in a barber shop in East Point that has not had renovations in some time. There's only 2 chairs in here. How you really getting to the money? But I don't know, man. Niggas who really can do shit like that done showed us. A nigga come with a briefcase with his shit and pull up wherever he at. He flying with him. He crispy everywhere he go. He grow a 5 o'clock shadow. That bitch up off that guy. Clean. What's going on? Where we at with it? Let me finish this shit, man. But
Surely.
nah,
Everybody does not deserve to be in a.
you don't get to be married. If you get going to be married, you got to be wearing a black neon dress, and all your exes got to be there, and every nigga you fucked on and sucked on and flirted with and gave pictures and video to on your phone for free before you became a sex worker. Man, stop this shit. Hoes who fuck with niggas give freaky videos to niggas they don't even fuck with no more. And I be wondering to myself, these hoes don't got no shame. I can do anything with this shit. That bitch don't
Be in a marriage. No. Some people just deserve to be in whatever space that they've been in for the rest of their life. That's what I believe.
Thank you.
That's what I'm standing
You
on.
can be a hoe.
That's what I'm
It's
rocking
a
with. Everybody
consequence.
deserves to be in whatever space that they create for
Stop
themselves.
trying to be
for the rest
like
of
you
their
a
life. Everybody
good
don't deserve
person.
to be in
You're
a
not a
marriage.
good
I'm not
person.
going for it.
And men should have standards. Which brought us forth to the topic
Why am I not a
of
good
what is
person?
being
Because I do
called
sex
inflation.
work. You sold
A friend of mine,
yourself.
Paul Joseph Watson, has a YouTube channel, and he spoke about this concept
You got
of
a price.
hoflation, ho plus inflation, where when your grandparents, or rather your grandfather was growing up, he had to do less work to find him a high quality woman, a woman that wanted to stay in the home, a woman that dressed conservatively, a woman that wanted to raise the children, a woman who did not want to be out sleeping with tons of men or putting her naked body on the, of course, then non-existent internet, right? Wanting people to see her naked. Now he's saying men have to work harder to find those same women. So they call this concept hoflation. And you are seeing it in this environment as you speak to these women and they talk about how the money that they get is just
Inflation is wild. If you want regular people to understand inflation and how it applies to money, all you gotta do is swap out money for hoes and then they're gonna start listening intently. I bet y'all got that concept of what hoflation is. Yeah.
for this lifestyle.
I got
And
it.
they speak down about men. They have this fundamental hatred of men, or rather a lack of understanding of what a quality man even is and where to find him. I'm going to show another clip from this conversation where that same young woman, who I honestly felt like, and I never say this, that she was possessed by a demon. She really was. And she was growing frustrated in me remaining logical and explaining to her that obviously her career was going to follow her for the rest of her life. And she tried to, I guess, trigger me as she was explaining how she saves marriages. And she tried to trigger me.
Oh, that's that chick that looked like Land of the Walking Dead. That chick with them big lips, and she was saying that she saved relationships by going to sleep with the men and doing, this is. I believe that we are dealing with a demonic power. I know I keep saying
I
it.
mean,
know
what
I
else
keep
is
acting
it?
Like y'all don't hear it.
What else
Keep
is
talking
it?
about y'all
This shit
believe,
just keeps
but there's
spreading
no
and
other
spreading, bruh.
explanation. And we've actually
just
seen this
spreading.
exact same thing play out in the Bible multiple different times before
Just
the Lord came down and dealt with it.
spreading, man.
How long is he going to continue to deal with it? I know he made a covenant with man that he would never flood the earth again, and that's the symbol of the rainbow. But now we've taken a rainbow and we've perverted it to mean something completely different than what God intended for it to be between the covenant between him and man, that he wouldn't flood the earth again. He still said that he wasn't going to do it, so we believe that that's going to happen, right? But how much longer do we deal with this before fire and brimstone or something has to come in order for us to really wash this earth over before we just completely destroy everybody and we make it uninhabitable by our bad habits, bad logic, unethical standards, no character, don't even want to do the thing that's right for us before we die. I honestly believe that this is spiritual. When you see people that look abnormal and they justify their behavior and they don't even understand why they're doing what they're doing or what the perspective is going forward, it makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever. But let me go ahead and let her say what she got to say.
By creating a what if scenario regarding my own husband. Take a listen to her, and I do want to go ahead and put a trigger warning on because you may have some kids in the background. This is not something for children to hear. She's really about to jump into her brothel mindset, I would say. Take a listen.
A lot of the perversion that comes if you are not going to be acceptant with your partner. If he comes to you and is like, hey, I really like getting pegged, I want you to peg me, and you're like,
if you look at the woman all the way over to the left, the one in the blue versus the one in the orange, this literally just came over me and it made me sick to my stomach while looking at it. The one in the orange, her hair is exactly the same as the one in the blue. They almost can be mother and daughter. Now the one in the blue, I don't even think that she's old enough to really be the mother of the one in the orange. Here's the other caveat. I think that the one in the orange is going to be the one in the blue 10 years from now. 10 years from now, they got the same eyelashes, they got the same hairstyle, they got the same disposition, they got the same mindset. The one in the orange is literally going to be the one in the blue all the way to the left 10 years from now. She's looking at her future, and the one in the future is looking at her past, and she's looking at the past like a proud mother. Like a proud mother. They look the exact same. They look like they can be mother and daughter, and you're looking at the past is looking at the future, and the future is looking at the past. It's crazy. It's crazy.
ew, that's so disgusting. Like, I would never do that. You want me to eat your... I would never do that. Well then, okay, what are you gonna do? Divorce him? Or what are you gonna do? Realistically, I'm asking you, I'm asking, hold on, I really want to... I want to know, what are you going to do? That's your husband. He's like, hey, babe.
I think one of the things about marriage that's really beautiful is I know what my husband, before we got married, I think I know who
But
he
things
is.
change, and maybe he wants to start exploring.
He wants to start doing what?
So he wants to start exploring, and he's like, oh my gosh, maybe I do want you to like eat my, and I kind of want you to peg me. Like I kind of want anal penetration from you because you're my wife and you're so beautiful and hot. And we're married and we have kids together.
Get the fuck out of here, man, with the
And I'm
games.
with you since we have this
Come on
special
with the
marriage and
games,
bond.
man.
The first thing that you got to ask yourself is, what have you been watching, and are you addicted to porn? What are you watching, and who have you been talking to, and who have you been around, and why do you have this such? What have you been exposed to that's now giving you all of these ideas to force you to start exploring different?
Right.
You're dealing with an entirely different person. You're dealing with an entirely different person that may have an addiction or a strange fetish that they're executing on the side when they're not around you. That's a fact, though.
Right.
How would you feel if we could just try this out just this one time, babe,
I
please?
think it would probably indicate to me that my husband was involved in some perverse world, whether it was through pornography,
Yep.
or something else was happening on the side, because these aren't normal things that people.
Yep, I told you, I called it. You got to start looking at the context clues. It's something else there, or it's something else that you're exposed to. That's then putting you in this
Nobody
position to
finna
start
bring
thinking
that
about
shit
this
to somebody all of a sudden.
Wake up,
So
like,
what's your
hey,
next
I'd
move?
really like a strap-on dildo.
Okay, right.
Well,
So what's your next
also,
move?
what's the ultimate?
Bitch, stop talking to me so forcefully.
So what's your next move?
Crazy.
I would think that individual would probably need therapy and not the kind that you give. Yeah, when I was saying not the kind that you give, I was pointing to a woman that was in her 40s who said that she's a sex therapist and she sleeps with other women's husbands and it actually helps their marriages. Yeah, so what was weird about that is suddenly it seemed like she was suffering from a demonic possession, like she was just a Chucky doll and she was just trying to say the most perverse thing that she could possibly say to trigger me. I didn't feel triggered by it. I felt disturbed that a 22-year-old was even coming up with this concept, and I realized that her entire reality had been warped because she works in a brothel and she sees up to 10 clients per day. And you have to imagine that she thinks that this must represent what all men are like. It never occurred to her that actually she is seeing the most debased pathetic men that are in this society today, right? She is seeing men that have drug addiction. She is seeing men that have sex addiction. She is seeing men that have gone so far into their perversion.
And she has no clue the type of guys that's entering inside of her. The only thing that she's doing is she's presenting herself as an opening and as a dumpster as a result of it. And every single day, somebody comes in there, or multiple different people come in there, and they dump off inside of her all of the different spirits, and then they release themselves, and then they go on and they go back to their business and they do whatever it is they got to do. And all they got to do is give her a couple dollars. It's not even worth the paper that it's printed on. And then she got to give a percentage of that over into taxes and over into whatever the brothel is that she works for. And it's insane. It's insane. A lot of people have a conversation with me and they say, Anton, what if they just legalize that? What if they legalize this? What if they legalize that? What if they legalize this? And my question then always comes back to, it's never going to be successful, or it's never going to solve for the problems that you think it's going to solve for. It's just going to make things exponentially worse.
It's going to go real bad.
How they legalize weed, they legalize trees in the United States of America. Now they sit here and all of these tree stocks is going out of business, and you know, it's just disrupted the industry. And meanwhile, it's not adding any more dollars into the coffers. It's not solving for any legislative problems. The money is not going anywhere as far as helping the people. It's not creating a better environment for the people. Wherever it is that they open these things, the people don't want them open in their neighborhoods. And then we also sacrifice our moral compass, and we continue to deep dive even further into the rabbit hole of the things that we're not supposed to do, and then we normalize it as though it's something that we should be adopting in the first place. And it's not going to solve your problems. Listen, you legalizing it is not going to fix anything financially, fiscally. It's not going to add any more money over into the coffers of your city and state. The taxes is not going to go down as a result of it. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to invite more demonic spirits, and you're going to make sure that it's normalized, and then our sense of reality is going to be warped as a result.
Warped more than more.
That they might actually be requesting this from her. It is not the average man that goes into a brothel. It is not the average happily married man that has these perverse thoughts. And yet she thinks that it's the norm. Her and this other sex worker think that it's the norm, and that therefore they are helping to save marriages because, well, it must be all men that want this. This is where society is going today, and this is why I spend so much time talking about perversity, talking about pornography.
We should have over 1,000 likes in here. We got over 1,900 people in here and counting. And we should have at least over 1,000 likes. I don't want to go to the teach.
Talking about the ills, not just of graphic pornography, which her mind is utterly polluted by because it's a form of her every single day. It's a facet of her every single day, but also the soft pornography that we have all become accustomed to. The pornography that we see when we scroll Instagram, and you have Instagram models with their butt cheeks and their chests out. This is the stuff that is desensitizing us, right?
Yeah.
It is desensitizing all of us. We're all victims to it. I say this all the time. When I see an ad, I don't even flinch when I see a woman holding a purse and she's half naked, because we have become accustomed to seeing it everywhere. And where is it leading to? Where it is leading to women that are quite literally prostituting themselves on the internet because they know that they can make a quick buck. And you can do that, it's true. I think later on in the show after I left, one of them mentioned that they make $500,000 per year. It's gonna come at a cost, obviously. If you wanna make $500,000 and in your early 20s or in your late 20s, and then you're gonna realize that nobody wants to marry you, nobody wants to have children with you, nobody respects you.
I wouldn't even spit on you. Let's just summarize it like that. I wouldn't even spit on you. I don't even want you around my daughter. I don't want you around my people. I don't want you around my family. I pity you. I think you should be removed. Well, let me be quiet. Let me stop, because I'm about to go here.
Nah, I mean, I don't think nobody wants to really know how I feel about that shit, but I don't care, bro. I've never wanted to participate in going into a strip club. I felt very uncomfortable. Like from the moment I know I'm going in, it just never felt right. It felt like, damn, this shit is down bad in here. Like, this is the only place you can do this shit. Far away from schools, no churches. You gotta be away from shit. This is a building of degradation. Ain't nothing good going on in here. We understand that. But you got the police in here doing security. For this, you got security guards in here. Why? Why is it so dangerous? What's so dangerous about seeing naked ass women? Maybe the men that come see them. I don't know about y'all. If I want to deal with some women in a sexual way, I don't want to be around no more niggas, especially some I don't know. Fuck. Gotta compete with these niggas with the hoes? Nah. Hoes just bouncing from nigga to nigga. Bitch, go on. Gotta have some order to this shit, man. There's gotta be some decisions made. It's a choice. But those who understand this don't serve us well to be doing in the first place. Talking about legalizing or leave it alone. Bitch, no. I ain't leaving it alone. We don't need this. This other shit we need to tend to. We want to shake your ass after we get to where we going. Shake it somewhere the public can't see it. Keep that shit in tune. If you ain't got enough discipline to hide yourself, stop showing yourself.